basketball doubleheader here on this Monday, a rare Monday doubleheader. Antelope Valley College intent take on the College of the Canyons Cougars. I'm Matt Robbins, and glad to have you along with us as always here on the Cougar Sports Network. Well, College of the Canyons trying to bounce back after a tough one the other day against Glendale College. A difficult loss for the Cougars, 81-73. Not necessarily unexpected, as Glendale, one of the top teams in the state, number 7 in the state. Canyons is just 4-11, trying to turn things around quite a bit. It's been kind of a rough go, as we said, for the Cougars as of late. Really just trying to find their way. Their schedule in January at the start has been very difficult. Porterville has been a good team this year. Lost to them 69-45. Glendale 81-73 loss. They play Antelope Valley today, who's just 8-7, but the Marauders have played a decent schedule. Next week they go up against Citrus on the road, and then LA Valley, who they've already lost to once this year. They've lost 4 straight. 3 of those 4 have been against top 25 teams. They've been held under 45 points in the last 4. They've allowed 80 or more points in 3 of the last 5. So it's just been a difficult stretch for Robin Hester's squad. Trying to get better. They're going to be a little shorthanded again today, as Jenny Sanchez not going to be in the lineup. Yanapashi still not in the lineup, hasn't played since November 30th against LA Mission. Sanchez actually didn't finish out the other night against Glendale as she was injured. Take a look at some of the numbers for both sides. For College of the Canyons, 46.6 points per game. Antelope Valley, 61.6. The Marauders shoot better from the floor, and they've been very good due to a couple of players, including Athian Bowl, who has been great this year, 19.5 points per game. She's 15th in the state in points per game. Expect her to be a presence with the basketball, along with Naila Marshall, who averages 11.7. Those two just really their dominant forces up front for Antelope Valley. You look at the Marauders, 25% from 3. They out-rebound opponents by 1.4, and their net efficiency is in the plus at .009 over College of the Canyons, who is in the negative this year. As we take a look at the starting lineups for both sides. For the Antelope Valley Marauders, Deja Taylor, Mona Fajardo, Shania Sinclair, Nathan Bowl, and Aaliyah Tate are going to be the starters for the Marauders. For College of the Canyons, Alyssa Sheridan, Mia Seha, Jasmine Bolaños, Janice Benbow, and Cyree Piper. So a little bit different starting lineup today, as Viviana Alvarado not in the starting lineup for just the 4th time this season for Canyons, who is in their 15th game of the year, trying to reset their season, shall we say, and get things turned back around. Try and pick up some wins. Anything can happen once the conference season starts. You just got to finish at the top of your conference to make the playoffs guaranteed. And if you run through conference pretty well, even at a 4-11 record going to start, you look 13 more games, you finish in the top 2 and win a majority of those games, get yourself to a 500 record, you could make the playoffs potentially. So still lots of room to run for College of the Canyons. It'll be Sheridan to jump for Canyons. Leah Tate on the other side. Scratch that, Shania Sinclair on the other side for Antelope Valley, who's in their grays today. Canyons in their blues. The Marauders win the opening tip. Deja Taylor will bring it into the front court. And Antelope Valley to work on the offensive side. Sinclair, who's been a force rebounding, will catch outside. She'll start to move to the middle. Here's Bowl, who drives. Her layup off the rim, no good. Sinclair, as expected, pulls down the offensive board, misses and gets her own board, then dumps it off underneath to Tate, who's wide open. And Antelope Valley with a 2-0 lead. Expect Sinclair to be a presence on the glass. 169 rebounds coming in, 20th best in the state. She averages 12.1, only averages 6.4 points per game, but it is good on the glass. Here's Mia Seha, the leading scorer for Canyons, 15.3 points per. Canyons works it around the perimeter. Sheridan, a 15-footer, no good. Janice Benbow pulls down the rebound. Good job by Benbow cruising through there. Janice getting just her 4th start of the season. Canyons works it to Piper. Piper off the window and good. Nice passing from the Cougars that time. Cyree Piper, who only averages 1.1 per game. Her season high was 4 against College of the Desert and Porterville. Gets the first bucket of the ball game. We're even at 2. Bolaños comes and able to strip it away from Bowl. She'll sprint it back up the floor. And Seha will run the offense here for Canyons. Bowl trying to reach in on Seha with those long arms. Anything Bowl with 5'10" freshman probably stretches about 5'10" in terms of the arms. There's a 2 that's good, and a quick timeout by Barry Green for Antelope Valley as he wants to talk things over. The Cougars with a 4-2 lead after Alyssa Sheridan with a jumper, and the assist by Seha will stay right here with it. So you talk about Canyons. This is a game that, when you look at the schedule right now, an 8-7 Antelope Valley team who is coming off of a win. They won their conference opener, knocking off Citrus 64-59. Citrus usually a very good team in the WSC-South. But this is a game that, for Canyons, you think might potentially be winnable. Antelope Valley beat Desert 102-50. That's a common opponent. Canyons beat them 78-50. So if you can keep defense alive here and really just work against this Antelope Valley team, give yourself a chance in a ball game. And Canyons, to their credit, for most of the season has competed in just about every game. Only a couple of times have been blown out. Here's Bowl, who's a pretty good three-point shooter. Shoots 24% from 3, 22 of 89. She's better from the field inside the painted area, and she's more of an attacker. On 101 for 234 coming into the game, shooting 43.2%. But she missed off the mark that time. Canyons will go back to work. Bolaños will get it to Sheridan, block extended. Back to Bolaños. They play catch. Sheridan now off the dribble. Got it to Benbow. Extra pass over to Seha. 5 to shoot. Now to Sheridan. A 20-footer is good. Alyssa Sheridan showing her range. She's got 4. And Canyons with a 6-2 lead here early on. Good ball movement from the Cougars that time. Maybe the best ball movement we've seen from them this year early in a ball game. Trying to attack Bowl, who's going to go against Benbow here. Drives to the rack, and she'll get herself to the line off a foul. Take another look here as Taylor was able to get it to Bowl at the foul line. She just tried to drive around Benbow. They gave the foul to Benbow, who was late on the drive, and Bowl will go to the line, knocks down the first. Bowl 71% from the line, 49 of 69, 45th in the state in free throws this year. Misses on the second. Sheridan with the board. Canyons will go back to work with a 3-point lead. For Antelope Valley, when you look at the numbers, you look at the roster, Naila Marshall, Anything Bowl, really 2 of their more important players in terms of winning games. And we talked about Marshall being effective when she's on the floor, although she's not on the floor here today, so it puts more pressure on Bowl. For Marshall, 13.9 points per game in wins, just 8.8 in losses. Bowl almost doubling her output. Was that one a turnover on Canyons? When you look at Bowl, 23.1 points per in wins, 14.7 in losses. She is their go-to on the offensive side. If Canyons can keep her quiet today, makes it a little easier on them. And Bowl coming off a big night where she had 26 points in that win over Citrus. There's a travel going to be called against Shania Sinclair. Bowl actually has struggled on the road this year, just 12.8 points per on the road. Compare that to 20.3 at home. Canyons nearly turns that over. Sheridan able to recover it. She's double teamed, but she was able to throw it off Sinclair. That was a smart play from Alyssa Sheridan that time. Canyons will stay with the basketball here. Plenty of time on the shot clock as they'll inbound it to Benbow, and she'll go to work offensively. Seha now, who will skip it inside to Sheridan. Little 6-foot jumper, then Sheridan trying to save it, but stepped on the end line. I like the hustle from Melissa Sheridan. Canyons empty on that one, but it stays a 6-3 lead. 6:19 to go here in the first period, just underway if you're just joining us Part of a men's and women's basketball doubleheader. The men coming up at 7 o'clock against Antelope Valley. This game initially scheduled for last week, as there's a little turnaround jumper from Sinclair that's good. Initially scheduled for January 8th, but got postponed due to the Southern California wildfires, which are still being battled at the moment. A little tense times coming up maybe tomorrow. Is the wind going to pick back up? Hopefully everybody's safe, and they can finally get those fires under control. Canyons will work with the basketball. Bolaños with 6, little floater, no good. Sinclair an easy rebound as she had good inside position against Piper. It's going to be a tough battle for Cyree Piper. Sinclair at 5'10", Cyree at 5'5". There's another rebound for Sinclair. And she'll throw it out to Bull, who will put up a 3. That one off the mark, an air ball. Saved by Cyree Piper, but she threw it away. Here's a 3 from Taylor, is good. Deja Taylor, who makes just her 12th 3 of the year, gets it back to an 8-6 Antelope Valley lead. The Marauders led by 2. Early on in the ball game, and they lead by 2 once again here. Here's Benbow. Seha, she's going to put up a deep 3, no good. Sheridan inside position, rips down the rebound. Dishes it out to Benbow. Benbow stopped her dribble, got it back to Seha. Wing 3 on the way, no good. Rebound bounced out to Deja Taylor, who will bring it up the floor. Taylor inside, Bowl at the block, trying to work to the baseline. Throws it back out. Around the perimeter we go for the moment for Antelope Valley, as Taylor will dribble it out of some trouble. She'll get it back to the Bowl, or to Bowl at the foul line. Bowl spinning back towards the lane. She's fouled on a reach by Alyssa Sheridan, and she'll go to the line for her 2nd trip today. Canyon's just not an answer for Bowl, who's going to work in that post-up position in the high post. You see her right there. Collect it, working around Benbow, and Sheridan just coming over to attack and try and make it a tougher shot. Gets called for the foul. See our first substitutions of the ball game. Sinclair off the floor. Zanaya Wyatt into the game. Benbow off the floor, and Viviana Alvarado coming off the bench into the game. Bull makes the first. 2 of 3 from the line today. Second finds its home as well. 10-6 in favor of Antelope Valley. Seha back to work offensively for Canyons. Piper, 18-footer, a little short off the front of the rim, picked up by Canyons. Sheridan tied up. It's a jump ball possession arrow with College of the Canyons. The Cougars will keep it here on a 16-second shot clock. Good play off the inbound, but Sheridan not able to knock it down. Sheridan's been solid so far, but misses for the 3rd time, now 2 of 5. Marauders back to work offensively. Wyatt with the basketball. She'll step into a 3 over the top of Sheridan. No good, long rebound pulled down by Tate. Tate then loses the basketball, trying to slip it inside to Bowl. It'll be Canyons basketball. See Antelope Valley, they're going to work it to anything Bowl. She is, again, their leading scorer far and away with 19.5 points per game. She's coming off 8 straight games with 10 or more points. She's made 7 or more field goals in 9 games this year. She couldn't get that one to fall. 10 times she's had 15 or more field goal attempts. So she will do the bulk of the shooting for Antelope Valley. There's Sheridan for Canyons. Looking for help. She can put it on the floor. Instead, she'll get it to Seha, who will dribble. Seha back to Sheridan, 20-footer. She's got that range, and it's good. Second time for Sheridan from that deep spot. Just inside the arc, but good enough for 2. Back to a 2-point game. 2:50 to go here in the first period. Here's Tate. Just standing still. Antelope Valley kind of in their spots. Now they try and work. Bull will step into a 3 from the wing. That's good. First 3 of the day for Bull. It's a 5-point advantage for Antelope Valley. Piper going to try and take Bowl off the dribble. Instead, we'll kick it back to Sheridan. Now over to Bolaños. She'll put up a jumper that's good. Jasmine Bolaños. Another one of the Cougars that doesn't score a lot, just 1.6 points per. But has some range when she gets an open look. You see it knocks down a little 16-footer. There's another 3 for Bowl. Bowl starting to heat up. Give her 9 now. She's 2 of 4 from 3 and 2 of 5 from the field. 3 of her 9 points coming from the line here early on. Nearly gets a steal that time as a telegraphed pass from far across the floor from Canyons. That one's not going to work a lot. And we'll see Sammy Rodriguez into the game, Janice Benbow into the game. Sinclair coming back in to take over for Tate. ABC with a short bench today. I don't think Ayla Marshall going to play today. Seems like just one sub, and Fajardo on the bench in uniform for Antelope Valley. Here's Alvarado, back to Benbow. Benbow with 2 on the shot clock, puts up a 3, too much on it. Rebound pulled down that time by Wyatt. She'll sprint it ahead. Driving right to the basket, Alvarado got a hand on it, and Alvarado creates a turnover. Good job by Viviana Alvarado that time. Got a hand on Marshall on the basketball. Marshall then trying to dribble out of the trouble, dribbled it on the end line, and Canyons will get a stop that time and go back to work trailing by 6. Seha, who hasn't scored yet today, working with the basketball against Wyatt. Now driving to the basket, off the window with the right hand as she switched hands in the air. And Seha with the Kobe Grinches and reverse Grinch on one foot, the Kobe Grinch on the other one. Jesse Munoz, our sports information director, would be proud of me for knowing that. Antelope Valley back to work, leading by 4. Bowl will kick corner. Taylor a 3, air ball, but Sinclair just reaching over the top of anybody, got it. Missed on the first putback, but the second was good for Betsy Alvarado, who averages just 1.9 a game. So the depth so far showing up for both sides. 4 different scorers for each team. 18.6 to go here in the first quarter. Seha had that shot blocked partially by Wyatt, but thrown away by Antelope Valley. And with 10.6 to go, Canyons will control the basketball. One final chance here in the first quarter before we go to the first quarter break. Seha needs to get busy here. Wyatt strips it from her. She'll need to put one up. Does before the buzzer, but couldn't get it to fall, and that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. 18-12 in favor of Antelope Valley. Will step aside. Go back to work here, second quarter action. 18-12 in favor of Antelope Valley. Marauders will kick it into the corner to Alvarado, who puts up a three. Just the 5th three of the year for Betsy Alvarado, but she's got 5 points. The lead now 9 here for Antelope Valley. So Canyons needs to start getting some offense going on their own side and try and keep pace at the moment until they can solve their Marauders on the defensive end. Seha will back it off as Canyons goes into a half-court offense here. Seha, screen and roll to Sheridan. Good little jumper from about 8 feet for Sheridan. Sheridan with 8 points now in the ball game. 4 of 7 from the floor, 5 boards as well. She's working on 5 double-doubles, 2 straight as she had one against Palo Verde, she had one against Palomar and one against Glendale, so not 5 straight. Tie-up arrow with Canyons. You look for Canyons this year. They haven't knocked down a 3 yet today, which in their 4 wins, they've made 4 more threes. Not necessarily a predictor of if they're going to win a game or not, as they've made 7 3 times and only won 2 of those games. But certainly a change as they're working more inside to Sheridan. Only attempted 3 triples so far in the ball game as there's a turnover. That's something that Canyons does need to clean up. 20 or more turnovers 6 times this year. 15 or more in 13 of their 14 games this season. So certainly don't want that to happen. There's a turnover right on the other end on Antelope Valley as I think Bowl was not able to hold on to it. Marauders have had similar issues. Only 3 games with a plus turnover margin this season. Their worst loss, which is against the #1 team in the state in Sequoias, they turned the ball over 15 times, or 32 times, minus 15 in that game. Only scored 27 points against Sequoias, who put up 92. Canyons also played Sequoias, lost 105 to 34. 2 to shoot. Benbow step back 3 on the way. Little short. Rebound out off of Canyons. It'll go with Antelope Valley here. So Bull with 9, Sheridan with 8. Those are your leaders for each side. 7:50 to go here in the first half. 21-14 Antelope Valley. Wyatt stops her dribble, got it to Sinclair. Sinclair going to work around the run-through by Bull and stops up for an elbow jumper that's good. Robin Hester actually looking at the official running down the floor, kind of a little bit of a moving screen, but no contact from Bull. And that's why everything okay. Here's Seha. Back to Benbow. Stutter step fake, dumps it off. Good vision by Benbow to find Sheridan, who puts one up off the window. No, got her own rebound. Kicked it back out to Seha. Seha top of the key. Now we'll work it back outside the perimeter with Alvarado right on top of her. Now she needs to move the basketball. Wyatt creating almost a steal, but she landed on the ball out of bounds, and it'll be Canyons basketball with 9 to shoot here. Here's Seha, catches off the inbound from Alvarado, trying to drive against Wyatt. Kicks it back, Piper, 18-footer, air ball. Just got to connect on those open looks when you have them. That's been some of the problem for Canyons this year. Sinclair blocked underneath by Sheridan, then fouled, I believe, by Benbow, and that will send Sinclair to the line for the first time. It is on Benbow, as they call it on the PA. Tony Moskal, our public address announcer. Longtime voice of high school athletics here in Southern California. Find him on Bally's Sportsnet doing high school athletics. Been helping us out here on the PA. Sinclair knocks down the first of 2. 54.5% on the year, 12 of 22 for Sinclair from the line this season. Marauders shoot 17 free throws a game. That's 20th best in the state. They make about 11, which is 18th best in the state. Against a Canyons team here that Canyons, the women's games are not high foul affairs. Just 22 fouls per game here for College of the Canyons combined. They draw about 14. They average just a shade over 8. Compare that to Antelope Valley, who draws nearly 17 and takes about 13. And you see the men's game later. Men's games here at Lee Smelser Court, for whatever reason, average about 40 fouls a game. But imagine the highest number in the state if we were to go total it. There's a turnover on Canyons on just a missed handoff. Kind of looked like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last night when they turned the ball over in the third quarter on a misplayed handoff. Of course, some football going on tonight. Probably keeping an eye on that if you're from the LA area. The Rams and the Vikings today, but we're doing some basketball here ourselves. Tate gets a bucket, and Antelope Valley has stretched the lead up to 13. 27-14 the lead, 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Alvarado, her first look at the ball game, a three that's too strong. Back the other way comes Zanaya Wyatt. Wyatt slipping on the floor, but fouled by Alvarado. That was scary. Take another look. Alvarado trying to reach in that time as Wyatt running it back up the floor. She just kind of loses her footing while she gets bumped by Alvarado. Just the first foul on, or second foul on Canyons here in the second quarter. Neither team has been in the bonus yet today. Seha with a tough assignment that time guarding Sinclair, the bigger body. Here's a three. No good from Fajardo, but Sinclair the rebound. And Antelope Valley is stretched to 29-14. Sheridan gonna dribble around the Alvarado screen, off the window and good over the top of Sinclair. Sheridan into double figures once again this year. She's got 10 points in the first half. Averaging just a shade under 10 this year. There's an offensive foul on Sinclair for a moving screen. And we'll go back to Canyons here. 29-16 the score.
Come on, Cougars, let's go, let's go.
Sehan needs to be careful. Wyatt nearly picked her pocket, was able to get it to Sheridan. Sheridan a couple of fakes, then off the dribble, off the window and good. Nice little kiss-off glass runner that time for Melissa Sheridan. Back-to-back buckets for her, the lead back down to 11. 4:35 to go in the first half. Antelope Valley is controlled since about the midway portion of the first quarter. Canyons, though, with another stop and a miss by Aaliyah Tate that time. Now Sehan needing to get it across the timeline with Wyatt guarding her the full length of the floor. Now just tries to drive, threw it over to Piper, who wasn't ready for it, but catches and knocks down a 16-footer. Cyree Piper with a good shot, her second bucket of the day. She's got 4 points. Canyons has cut the lead to 9. Pretty good for Cyree that time, not knowing the ball was coming to her. Still able to knock down a jumper. Wyatt has it stripped by Sheridan. Outlets ahead, Sehan. Off the window, misses. Sheridan the rebound, and they're gonna call a tie-up, possession arrow with Antelope Valley here. Etienne Goal will come back in. To take over for Fajardo. It's possession right now, Antelope Valley. Canyon's going to take a timeout, so we'll go with it as well. We'll figure out where the possession arrow is. 29-20, 3:48 to go in the first half. Antelope Valley leading. Back to work here at Lee Smelser Court inside the Cougar cage. 29-20 in favor of Antelope Valley. 3:40 to go in the first half. Marauders with the basketball in their gray uniforms. They get it inside. Anything goal right alone underneath. Easy bucket for her. Don't come much easier for her than that. She's got 11. And the lead back up to 11. Bolaños, a three is good. Jasmine Bolaños with just her 4th three of the year. Canyons cuts it back to 8 now. It's the first 3 of the ball game for Canyons. Bull now trying to take Piper off the dribble. Piper going to be called for a blocking foul, and Bull going to go to the line. See it here, Bull just able to stretch out to collect, and then too much with those long strides for Cyree Piper. Another tough assignment with Piper. Canyons really doesn't have an answer for Bull in terms of the size, neither her nor Sinclair. They both stand at 5'11". Canyons doesn't have anybody near that height. Pochke, who's injured right now at 5'7", and Alyssa Sheridan are the closest. It just makes it tough, especially when Bull starts to work off the dribble. She made both foul shots, so the lead is back to 10. Sheridan will catch block extended, dribbles baseline, dumps it to Seha. Seha spinning into the lane, pressured as it's taken away by Aaliyah Tate. Ahead to Bull. Bull, 2 big strides to the rack and lays it in. We talked about Bull. If you can keep her down in terms of shooting percentage, you got yourself a chance. But she's 4 for 9 from the floor, 2 for 5 from 3. 5 from 6 from the line today. 15 points already for her in the first half. Sheridan's jumper too strong. Tate pulls down the rebound. And there's an offensive foul that time against Antelope Valley. Goes against Bull. Viviana Alvarado will run the point this time for Canyons. Got it to Sheridan, excuse me. Then over to Bolaños, back to Sheridan. Corner to Bolaños on the far side. She'll dribble it up to the midpoint of the floor. Bounce pass from the foul line. Piper was blocked. Got it back, got it to Bolaños. A little jumper is good. Jasmine Bolaños was 7 here. 2 off her season high of 9, which came against Porterville. Canyons back within 10, so staying close here. 1:35 to go. Taylor will bring it up the floor for Antelope Valley. Works it to the right side. They get down low to Sinclair under the basket. Blocked by Sheridan. Bolaños will run it ahead. Drops it off to Mia Seha. Seha guarded by Alvarado. Works off the Sheridan screen. Gets around one defender. Tries to go up. Draws contact and gets to the line. Seha has been good at getting to the line this year. That's one of her best features in terms of the offensive side this season. 57 of 90 from the line, 23rd in the state. She shoots just 28% from the floor, but I would imagine because of how much Canyons relies on Mia Seha, Viviana Alvarado, and Alyssa Sheridan, that Seha's 251 field goals attempted this year is probably top 5 in the state. We don't unfortunately have that number, but she shoots the ball a lot. Misses the first of 2. So the broadcaster jinx, of course, goes into effect. Just a 63% foul shooter on the year. Second of 2 falls home. Lead down to 9 with 1:12 to go. You see the men's basketball team starting to work into the gym on the top side of your screen. And it's getting ready for Antelope Valley on the men's side. Coming off a win in their conference opener against Glendale on Saturday. Just a day removed, or 2 days removed from that. Good steal from Alvarado, got it away from Sinclair. Ball came right back to her. And then a tie-up possession with Canyons. Good hustle by the Canyons defense that time. As first it started with the Alvarado strip, then Sammy Miranda Rodriguez and Alvarado able to tie up Sinclair. And we'll get Alyssa Sheridan back into the game along with Sanaya Wyatt. Seha fouled. Seha to the line. And it'll be 2 shots once again for Mia Seha. Lead is 9 right now, trying to cut it to 7 with 2 foul shot opportunities. Makes the first of 2. Second finds the bucket as well. So it is a 7-point lead now, 35-28, 33 seconds to go here in the first half. Deja Taylor will bring it up the floor. Seha guarding her. Got it over to Tate. Tate trying to dump it inside. Sheridan got a hand on it. Bolaños comes away with it. She'll dump it back to Seha as the shot clock is off, and Canyons will try to work for the last shot here. Seha slips one. Draws a blocking foul on Athing Bowl. So Seha will make her 3rd trip to the line, 3 of 4 from the line with 5 points. Just 1 of 5 from the floor. With 10.7 can cut it to a 2-possession game. First of 2 is good. Second bangs its way home. Substitutions for Antelope Valley. Mona Fajardo coming in. Bull has to go to the bench with 2 fouls. Don't want to pick up a 3rd cheap one here with 10.7. Wyatt just sprinting up the floor, misses. Seha pulls down the rebound. Throws one down the floor that never was even going to have a chance, but just kind of a giggle afterwards. Laughs, but gives it a shot, and that'll take us to the end of the first half. A 5-point game, 35-30. Canyons has climbed back in it. Second half action, we come back here on the Cougar Sports Network.
Welcome to College of the Canyons, where students become the success stories of tomorrow. Whether you're already in the workforce or just getting started, our flexible schedules are a game changer. And students don't just earn degrees. They catapult into desirable careers in top 4-year universities for just $46 per unit. Quality education without crushing debt. Ditch the cookie-cutter mold of college and make college work for you. Register now at canyons.edu/schedule.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go, so.
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Whether we're on the move or stuck in one place, it's with us, comforting, healing, and transforming lives. It's the power of you. With 4 world-class hospitals and over 170 clinics across Southern California, together, we're building a healthier community. We're your neighbors, your friends, your family. It begins with you, UCLA Health.
Can I get it Mike's way? What's happening?
And your free sub. Enjoy.
That was super weird.
Oh, that? Nah. She just used the shore points you can now earn from chip and drink purchases to get free sub through the app. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
Make hosting your next event easy with the Dr. Diane G. Van Hook University Center. With over 30 meeting spaces, wireless video teleconferencing capabilities, food service, and technical support available, the University Center has everything you need to make your next event shine. Conveniently located near the 5 and 14 freeways in Santa Clarita, the University Center offers easy access to local airports and many attractions, making it the ideal meeting place for everyone. To learn more about our rental options or to book now, visit canyons.edu/University Center.
Welcome back in, Cougar Sports Network. We get ready for second half action. College of the Canyons, Antelope Valley. It'll be Antelope Valley basketball out of the second half timeout, or the first half timeout. Marauders with a 35-30 lead. Looking at some of the numbers for both sides. Antelope Valley 12 of 28 and 4 of 13 from 3. Canyons 12 of 30, just 1 of 6 from 3. But it's a 5-point game right now. Been pretty tight. Rebounds nearly even, 19-15 in favor of the Marauders. As Taylor will put up a 3 that's too strong. Rebound bounced to Sheridan, had it knocked out of her hands by Tate. And Antelope Valley will reset at 20. Skip pass inside, trying to get it to Sinclair. It goes through her legs. Taylor had a little bit too much on it, and Sinclair wasn't ready to catch. It'll be Canyons basketball, so a good stop defensively for College of the Canyons on the first possession of the second half. The Cougars will go to work. Seha, who's been quiet in the first half. By her standards, just 7 points. Alvarado, who's still without a bucket, misses on a 3. Wyatt back the other way for Antelope Valley, and they'll control on the offensive side. Wyatt in their half-court offense here. Moves it to the near side of the floor. Gets it to Bull at the block. Alvarado able to get a hand on the basketball to knock it away. Bull gets it back. One big step towards the bucket, no good. Sheridan just knocked the rebound away from her. Sinclair, stutter stepped, but no travel called. Instead, she puts it on the floor. Now she tries to save it, but throws it away to Bolaños. Bolaños an outlet. Seha trying to slow it down. Bumps into Wyatt. Now we'll back her off and get everybody into a half-court set. Seha, deep 3 on the way, no good. A little too short. I'm sure Robin Hester happy with that shot, but nonetheless, it stays a 5-point game. Just a little over 1.5 gone here in the third quarter. Here's Sinclair. Foul line jumper over the top of Sheridan, no. Bolaños the rebound. Canyons another stop. Both teams empty so far here in this second half. Just underway in the third quarter. Alvarado wanting to drive. Kicks it into the corner, Bolaños. Extra pass over to Seha, who catches and slows it down. She'll work off the Sheridan screen. Lost the ball for the moment. Throws it into the corner to Alvarado. She'll drive over Wyatt. Throws one off the window that's no good. That's a tough shot with Wyatt and Sinclair both there trying to contest. She liked the work from Alvarado that time. Canyons 0 for 2 on the offensive side. Antelope Valley gets the first bucket of the second half on a pass to the inside from Wyatt to Bull. For Wyatt, picks up her 3rd assist. Lead back up to 7. Seha slows it down. You see her turn her back to the basket quite a bit out there, trying to set things up offensively for Canyons. Now she'll catch at the foul line, working into the painted area. Sends it to Bolaños, corner 3 on the way, too strong. Like the look nonetheless from Canyons, just gotta knock it down, and it stays a 7-point lead. 7:06 to go here in the third quarter. Wyatt a drive, off the window, no. Bull with the long reach, rips down the board and puts it in off the window. Bull with 17, give her actually 19 on 6 of 12 shooting. So right at her number in wins. 50% from the floor, and Antelope Valley wins this season. And she's right there. Wyatt diving for the loose ball. Knocked it away. Picked up by Alvarado. Canyons will get lucky here. It's a full reset for College of the Canyons off the pickup. And they will set the clock to 20-something. 28. Could not see what the official's hand signal were because we are on the same side as your camera here and up just about as high as the camera is, so tough for us to see sometimes. Nonetheless, we'll go back to work. Seha just going to have to try and save it on a tough inbound from Bolaños. Antelope Valley will go back to work. 9-point lead. Bull, 2 big steps to the lane. Tried to draw contact, didn't get the call. Sheridan an outlet ahead, finds Seha. Seha off the window and good. She's got 8 or 9 now. Just her second field goal of the ball game. 5 of her 9 points have come from the foul line. Cuts the lead back down to 7 though. Wyatt using Bull, who just boxing everybody out at the block. That's an easy 12-footer for Wyatt. Benaya Wyatt, her first bucket of the day. Lead back up to 9. Canyons had it within 5 at half. Antelope Valley has stretched it back up. That one out off of Antelope Valley, so it'll stay with Canyons here. Again, an errant inbound play. It's the third time today from Canyons we've seen that. So 5:48 to go. Antelope Valley will go back to work with the basketball here. Taya Wyatt will bring it up the floor. Cyree Piper tried to guard her out high. Wyatt just able to sprint around Piper that time, but missed on a runner. Sheridan picks up her 10th rebound, so another double-double for Alyssa Sheridan today. 12 points, 10 boards. Her 6th double-double of the year with that. Canyon's gonna get a takeaway, but they struggle with it. Alvarado and Bowl fighting for the loose ball. Tie up, possession Canyons. Canyons will go back to work here. Sheridan into the corner to Bolaños. Up top to Alvarado. Guarded by Taylor. She'll work off the Sheridan screen, but dribbled it into trouble. Now she's got to move it. Sheridan will catch. Bull guarding her. 5 to shoot. Sheridan will need to put one up. Instead, she'll get it to Seha. Seha needs to go. Got it off. They say no basket. Did not get it off before. And they say it's a shot clock violation on Canyons. And that's going to upset Robin Hester, rightfully so. It was real tight. So Antelope Valley gets a good break, I think, that time. Keeps it at a 9-point lead. Bull, extra pass to the corner to Alvarado with 3 no good. Bull, the offensive rip, but couldn't put it back. Got her own rebound and puts it back the second time. I think Bull with 21 points, 4 rebounds. Lead back up to 11. Seha to Piper, 20-footer, no good. Had it partially blocked, I believe. Antelope Valley continuing to just try and get it to Bull. She'll step into a 3, or she actually tried to pass it inside. Sheridan knocked it down. Barry Green wasn't happy with that effort that time from Antelope Valley. Canyons back to work, trailing by 11. 3:25 to go. Seha for 3, no. Sinclair another rebound. Her 12th of the ball game. Shania Sinclair with her 10th 10-rebound game of the season. Marauders taking their time here on the offensive set. Sinclair against Sheridan. Sheridan, a good contest, got an altered shot that time. Didn't get a clean block, but altered it enough to make it flat from Sinclair. And Canyons back to work. Seha will leave for Bolaños. Wanted to get it back to Seha, instead has to get it to Sheridan here. Sheridan off the dribble. Little runner. That one falls. Alyssa Sheridan, she's shown that a lot this season. That ability to take 2 dribbles and then put a little floater up and get it to fall down. She's got 14 in the ball game. 7 of 13 from the floor. 11 rebounds to go with it as well. A timeout by Barry Green. We'll break with it as well. 43-34, 2:22 to go here in the third quarter. Antelope Valley leading. Let you listen to some sounds of the game. 45-36. 1:15 to go here in the third quarter. Wyatt with the jumper just a few seconds ago to give Antelope Valley a 9-point lead once again. Cyree Piper needs to move the ball, and Robin Hester going to call the 30-second timeout before she gets called for a violation. Have to move the ball within 5 seconds in college basketball. If it's not being dribbled, you can't just hold on to it and stand still. If somebody's inside your, I think it's like a arm's length space, officials will start counting, so that's why they called the timeout. 45-36 with 105 to go here in the third quarter. Looking at the numbers, I think Bowl with 17 of 15 shooting, 21 points, 4 boards. Shania Sinclair, 8 points, 12 rebounds on 3 of 9 shooting. Alyssa Sheridan, 14 points, 11 boards. Her 6th double-double of the year for College of the Canyons. Mia Seha, 9 points on 2 of 9 shooting, 5 of 6 from the floor. Antelope Valley, 17 of 42, shooting 40% from the field today. For the Marauders this season, 1 of 6 when they're held to 24 field goals made or less. Only made 17 so far in the ball game. But they do lead by 9 at the moment. Seha trying to create for herself. Missed, might have rolled her ankle coming down. We hope she's all right. She'll run back up the floor. Antelope Valley back to work. Bowl trying to drive baseline. And Piper going to be called for a foul. No, actually, excuse me, it was anything Bowl called for an offensive foul. I thought they called it on Cyree Piper. I thought she was outside the restricted area and had her position, and the official up here on the near side thought the same thing. So a good job by Cyree Piper to draw the block. That's the 3rd foul on Bowl. And with 45-36 the score, Canyons back to work offensively. Sheridan looking for Benbow this time. Left it for her. She gets it back to Sheridan. Bowl covering her tightly. Sheridan back to Benbow. 10 to shoot here for Canyons. Benbow dribbling, trying to work baseline, trying to reverse layup, and she's fouled. And Janice Benbow will go to the line. And I think Bowl will pick up her 4th foul, I believe, here. And it is the 4th foul on Bowl, who right now with 21 points has been pretty much everything Antelope Valley has needed on offense. She's going to have to go to the bench. So Canyons, this is the last time Canyons was able to get it back within 5. It started with Bowl on the bench. Benbow to the line to shoot 2. Misses on the first. 14, oh, excuse me, wrong side. 1 of 4 from the line this season. Second is good as well, or second is good. So it makes it an 8-point lead. Wyatt will bring it up the floor. Slips Piper, puts up a floater that's no good. Ball goes out off of Antelope Valley. It's Canyons basketball.
Let's go, Cougar!
Seha with 6 now. Canyons can go 2 for 1 here as they have the arrow. Seha fouled at the buzzer. Called on Wyatt here. The official's going to get together and talk. And they do call a foul on Wyatt here, excuse me. They're going to put time on the clock here. 0.2 on the clock. Sheridan going to get a break here. I actually think Sheridan not going to get a break because she needs a rest. Sheridan, I think, might be bleeding. He got scratched on the wrist. So Seha to shoot 2, 5 of 6 from the line today. First is no good. Foul shots coming ever more important for Canyons. 6 of 9 from the line. Seha makes 1 of 2. And that will end the third quarter. 45-38, fourth quarter action. Canyons will get the ball back out of the timeout. We'll be back in a second. Back to work here inside Lee Smelser Court at the Cougar cage. 45-38, Antelope Valley leading Canyons. Cougars with the basketball working on the offensive side. Here's Alvarado, who's quiet today. No points so far. Nearly got that 3 to fall as it touched a couple of portions of the rim, but just did not get in. Alvarado 0 for 3 from 3, 0 for 5, from the floor. So Canyons empty on their first offensive set. Antelope Valley without a thing Bowl. She's on the bench right now with 4 fouls. They'll work inside to Sinclair, who's going to be called for a travel. Alvarado has done some good work defensively today since coming into the game. Has really put pressure down low on the Antelope Valley players. Has knocked the ball out of Bowl's hands a couple of times, that time guarding Sinclair. Forced the travel. And will stay here at a 7-point Canyons advantage. Or, excuse me, 7-point Antelope Valley advantage. Seha to Benbow in the corner. Benbow lost the ball, was trying to dribble into traffic and ran into 2 bodies. Wyatt going to take her time here. Antelope Valley in a slowdown offense right now, leading by 7. Wyatt couldn't find room to slip in as Alvarado staying right with her. Threw it into the corner to Betsy Alvarado, stolen by Seha. Seha ahead, trying to draw contact off the window, no good. Poked her own rebound out to Bolaños, now to Alvarado. Alvarado 2 steps off the window, her first bucket of the day on a kiss-off glass. And Canyons back within 5.
Lock it up, lock it up. That's easy.
Wyatt again taking her time. Not a lot of motion from Antelope Valley. They do get a switch, so Benbow gonna have to guard Wyatt. They'll kick back to Taylor. Taylor trying to take Seha off the dribble. Her bounce pass into Tate goes out of bounds. And Canyons with another stop. Antelope Valley looks out of sorts on the offensive side without Bowl out there on the floor. Remember, she sits with 4 fouls. Seha in a 2-possession game can get it to a 1-possession game. Got it to Sheridan. Sheridan dribbles into the painted area. She plays it off the glass and in. And Canyons back within 3 here. And Barry Green wants a timeout. He wants to talk about it, try and settle his team in. Canyons try to snap a 4-game losing streak. Trailing 45-42. 30-second timeout here on the floor will keep us right here with it. Sheridan 16-11. Seha in double figures again with 10 points on 2 of 11 shooting. Done most of her work from the line. 6 of 7 from the line. 16 games this season for Mia Seha. She started all 16. She scored 10 or more points in all 16. She's not near her season high, which is 26 against Fullerton, but the young lady has had a ton of minutes this year on her legs. 30 or more minutes in every game this season. 8 times she's played 40 minutes, and she's on pace to do that again today, having been out there for the entire 32 minutes of the game.
Let's go. Come on, COC. Keep right there. Finish strong, girls. Let's go. Lock in. Lock in. There you go.
Thingbull back into the game here for Antelope Valley. She's fouled by Benbow driving, and she'll go to the line. So Bowl to the line, 5 of 6 from the line before that one, knocks it down. Lead back up to 4. Can get it back to a 5-point game. This is the closest Canyons has been to a win this late in a ball game. The last 4 since their 46-41 road win over Oxnard. Trailing by 5 once again. Still just a shade over 7 minutes to go in the game. They've started to come alive offensively a little bit. Have been getting contributions deep into the lineup. Seha with Wyatt Honor was trying to draw contact. Defended that time. Back ahead to Bowl. Seha and Sheridan both guard her, and Bowl going to be called for a double dribble. Good pressure again by Canyons. You look, Sheridan and Seha both in double figures. Bolaños with 7. Piper with 4, Benbow with 3, Alvarado with 2. Everybody with Sammy Rodriguez has scored, who's been in the lineup today for Canyons. So getting their contributions. Same thing on the other side for Antelope Valley, but 26 of their 47, or 23 of their 47 have come from Bowl. Only Mona Fajardo has not scored today. Wyatt gonna walk it ahead, waste 9 seconds on the clock. Got it to Sinclair. She'll kick it over. Taylor for 3. Wide open look. And the lead is now back up to 8. And you can see the difference Thingbull makes when she's on the floor. Antelope Valley much more controlled in their offense. Sheridan had to put one up before the shot clock expired. Didn't get anything. Easy rebound for Sinclair. Back the other way comes Antelope Valley defensively here. Or offensively, I should say. Canyons trying to get back into their defensive set, get back to that good defensive work that started this fourth quarter. Wyatt got it to Sinclair at the foul line. Working against Sheridan, no good. Bolaños the rebound. Dribbles it out of trouble herself. Sends it ahead to Benbow. Benbow able to catch and spin, and she's going to be called for a travel. Just a little out of control that time from Benbow. Tyree Piper checking back in.
Let's go, Cougar. Let's go, Cougar.
So Canyons with a couple of turnovers. 50-42 the score. Antelope Valley leading. Marauders trying to get to 2-0 in conference play. Canyons trying to get their first conference win of the season and snap a 4-game losing streak. Alvarado pulls down the rebound off the miss. She'll sprint it right into the front court. Off the window, Alvarado's got 4. think that's where you would like to see Viviana Alvarado work the most, is running down through the middle and slashing into the lane. She tends to stay on the outside and shoot quite a bit. For Alvarado this season, she shoots just 20% from 3, 20 of 96, and 26% from the floor, but she's shown that ability to sprint in. I think you'd like to see her do the same. She picks it up on the defensive end that time, knocked a ball loose. Wyatt able to recollect. Bolaños got a hand on it. Sheridan down on the floor, and a timeout called by Robin Hester. Keeps the ball with Canyons as they get it back here, a 30-second timeout. It's a good timeout from Robin Hester, and Canyons will go to work. On the offensive side after the 30-second timeout, ball on the baseline. Good work by the defense that time. 50-44, 4:24 to go. Canyons within 6. You like the hustle defensively that time. You saw it start with Alvarado getting a hand in on the defense. Knocked the ball away. Wyatt then trying to get it down low, and the Cougars just staying right with it. I think Bull was a little slow getting up that time. Looks like she's all right. She dove down on the floor to try and battle for the ball with Sheridan. Sheridan was able to win it. (50-44). We get into the closing moments here right now. Canyons trying to climb their way back. They've trailed for most of the game. Antelope Valley has led since the 5:16 mark, as there's a 3 from Ceja. And we are the closest we've been since it was 8-6 at 5:16 to go in the first quarter. 3-point game, 50-47 for Ceja, her first 3 of the ball game. Just the second 3 for Canyons. Push from behind by Alvarado. Ball going to be inbounded from the baseline. It'll be the second foul on Alvarado. Just the second team foul here in the fourth quarter. Sheridan trying to defend the inbound. They say it went off of Bull. It'll be Canyons basketball. Good job defending the inbound play by Alyssa Sheridan that time. Canyons within 1 possession right now, trailing 50-47. Ceja backing down Wyatt. Dribbled it into Wyatt's legs as she bumped off the Sheridan screen. Wyatt back the other way, off the window, back to a 5-point lead. Ceja a little slow to move here. Points at Alvarado, says you take it, bring it up the floor. Alvarado slick on the dribble, slashing into the paint. Bucket and the foul for Viviana Alvarado. And again, we talked about it earlier with Alvarado, that ability to slash. Unfortunately, our clip is not correct. Happens when you're a one-man show. You forget to run the replay, and that's what happens. But Alvarado slashing to the lane, now a chance to make it a 3-point play. Missed on the foul shot. She's a 70% foul shooter on the season, 14 of 20, but did not get that one to fall. Keeps it at a 3-point game. She liked that slash to the lane from Alvarado. Ooh, Sinclair nearly threw it away. Got lucky that Wyatt was the only one that saw it. Wyatt then couldn't get the rebound. Ceja able to bounce it between the legs of Sinclair. Piper had it, but had it stolen away by Wyatt. And Alvarado will dribble it out of some trouble. Taylor getting it inside Sinclair. Jump ball tie-up possession arrow with Antelope Valley. They'll put 23 on the shot clock. Sinclair coming off the floor. They bring Tate back in. Bull catches on the inbound. Dribbles back to the foul line. Alvarado trying to stay right with her. Little turnaround right-hander is good. Back to a 5-point lead. 2.5 to go. Like to see Alvarado slash back to the basket once again. We saw it on the last one. Instead, she'll step into a 3. No good, too much on it. Taylor the rebound. Esther asking for Cyree Piper to pick up Wyatt. Canyons gets a stop once again. Here's Seha. 54-49, 1:45 to go. Seha trying to drive, stops her dribble, needs some help. Got it to Bolaños, 6 to shoot. Bolaños trying to work into the paint. Instead drops it Seha. Seha with 2, trying to draw contact, didn't get it, taken away. Bull will run it back the other way with Sheridan right on her. Sheridan just gonna foul her and send her to the line. You're young, no, you're good. No. Bull makes the first of 2, stretches the lead back up to 6 with 1:24. So now things going against Canyons here for the moment. Just have not been able to find a finish on the offensive side. They got back within 3, and then Antelope Valley has stretched it back out, back to a 7-point game. Alvarado with the basketball, but she works off that side of the floor. She's really dangerous, cutting to her right. We'll see if she tries to do it again here. Instead drops to Seha. Seha, a couple of slick dribbles, steps into an 18-footer that's too much on it. No good. Rebound pulled down by Tate, but then she's fouled, and they give the foul to Mia Seha. Just her first. It's the team's 4th. 1:04 to go. Canyons with 1 foul. Actually, no fouls to give now. Next one will put Antelope Valley in the bonus. Barry Green going to call a timeout. Full timeout. We'll break it with it as well. 56-49, 1:04 to go. $56-49, 1:04 to go. Canyons trying to find a comeback. They need to get 7 points in the final minute and 4. Antelope Valley has stretched it back up. They had it within 3. But the Marauders have found a way to stretch the lead back out. It'll be Antelope Valley basketball from the baseline on their own side. Bull will catch on the inbound. Canyons needs to press here. Seha gonna foul Wyatt. Wyatt just a 40% free throw shooter, so I think in terms of bodies on the floor, probably the correct one to foul. Benbow will check back in for Cyree Piper here. Wyatt misses the first of two. Seha back to work, trying to draw contact, no. Tate and Sheridan tying up. Possession arrow with Canyons as they call the tie up. Thought they were calling a foul, but they just call a tie up here. 57-49. Lead is 8. Alvarado will get it into Sheridan. Canyons trying to force it to Seha. Good hustle from Wyatt. Got it to Bowl, who can ice the game here. Canyons will foul her and send her to the line. 2 shots for, I think Bowl will send it into an Antelope Valley win. Can make it a 10-point game. 34-49. For Canyons, going to fall to 4-12. Antelope Valley will move to 9-7 and 2-0 in conference play. Canyons gave it a run, though. You got to give them credit. They played hard throughout. Got it back within 3, just couldn't find a way to close the gap back down. Credit to Thingbull, she had a nice game today. 28 points, 5 boards. Sinclair, 8 points, 15 rebounds for Canyons. Sheridan leading the way, 16 and 11. Her 6th double-double of the year. And, of course, Seha with her 16th straight game to open the season in double figures. She'll put up a 3. No good. Too much on it. Sheridan couldn't control the rebound. 24.5 to go. They're going to foul Wyatt once again. .28, so Wyatt will go back to the line. Wyatt on her last trip was 1 of 2. Remember, men's basketball coming up at 7 o'clock. Antelope Valley College of the Canyons here from Lee Smelser Court inside the Cougar cage. Alyssa Sheridan has more blood on her hand. I think the scratch opened back up. So they'll give her a second to kind of treat it. Maybe a finger. And not quite ready, so Sammy Rodriguez will check in. First one is good. Wyatt will take the second here. Canyons will take a timeout off the rebound. They'll move it up across half court. 22.5 to go. Men's action, like we said, coming up back. The Antelope Valley lost their first conference game to Citrus. Canyons with a 96-74 win over Glendale on Friday. One of their better performances of the season. Second highest output of the year for Canyons. They scored 99 against Long Beach, but 96 against Glendale. They were hot, 51% from the floor, 47% from 3. Got a huge performance from Wyatt Wilson in the ball game, set a season high for him. Trying to make it 3 wins in a row for the first time this year are the men. On their first 2-game win streak of the season, just 5-10. But again, you get into conference play, you reset the season essentially. You go out and you get back to 500 and finish in the top of the conference table. Have a chance to at least maybe find a playoff spot. Here's Seha. Throws it away, and that'll probably ice the rest of the final 18 here. Actually, it was tipped out by Antelope Valley, so Canyons will get the ball back. Piper in for Benbow. Sheridan trying to force it to Seha, who will catch. 10 to go here. Seha, deep 3. No good. Alvarado the rebound. Canyon's gonna not foul here, and we'll finish out the final few seconds. 60-49, the final score. Antelope Valley beats College of the Canyons. Canyons 0-2 now in conference play, but a good run for the Lady Cougars today. Trying to keep it tight. Just came up a little bit short late. That'll do it for us on the women's broadcast. The men's broadcast coming up at 7 o'clock. Switch over to that one here on the Cougar Sports Network. Thank you for joining us.